Pamsuri.
Pamsuri, Pamsuri.
My name is Justice, popularly known as Zert. I'm a music producer and I'm a creative director at Zunde Records. I do a lot of things, a ton of things. Some of them I'm not that good, some of them I'm excellent, but generally I'm an art addict. Wherever there's art, it doesn't matter if it's drawing, if it's film, it's what, as long as it's art, I'm there. But currently I got taken away by music. Sound carries me everywhere. Music means a lot of things, but music means everything. Music means food, music means breath, music means the blood in my veins, music means the thoughts in my head, music means my heart, music means everything to me, because I always relate things to sound. It might not be a melody, but it is a sound for me. So when I hear something, it relates to something that I've experienced before in my life, or that I shall experience in a later life, or something that I've experienced in a previous life. I was never really an art person to begin with. I loved it, but it never loved me. It was a journey for me to get art to love me. When I was it grade 1, I tried singing in the choir. I was kicked out. Then when I was like grade 3, I tried again. I was kicked out again. Then I ended up doing traditional dance. Got very good at that. Then later on, around grade 7, I tried choir again, and I didn't make it. I tried even playing guitar when I was that young, but it didn't come in. But I had that desire to just do it, but it wasn't working for me. Then later on, when I was around A level, that's when I finally got accepted in choir, because I thought for me singing was the thing, but it wasn't coming out right. All the good people were saying, no guy, leave this, do something else. But around Form 4 A level, that's when I met one of my partners here from Zunde, Ras Iqbal Mukuru Makorido. So back then we started music production in his bedroom. We had like a small P2 computer and a cheap microphone. We started like that. I grew up with Ras Iqbal. We played soccer together, the ghetto story. We did a lot of stuff together. We fooled around together. But we never knew we were going to be partners like that in art. So later on, as I was searching for the dream and the passion was pushing me, I realized he was doing music, but he wasn't open about it. We initially were recording together at one of the studios that were there back then, in the era of Urban Grooves. So we were just seeing each other, and we didn't click that much back then. But later on, we drew closer together. The first name, before we reached studio, the first name when we really started, the first name was Main House Records. We just borrowed this name from Mr. Dongo, the elder brother. He had a sound clan. They had a group of DJs, and they called themselves Main House. So we started using that. Then as the years went by, we bought new equipment, we upgraded our skill and things like that. Then we met another guy, and he's Joe Magwizi. People know him as Joey Trap. So we started doing some stuff together, and the team was tight like that. Then later on, we kind of had creative differences. Then we parted ways. So by then it was just me and Iqbal, and we had amassed a lot of talent from around, from within the community. So we decided, let's just continue as we were, and we came up with the name Zunde because from the Shona version of it, it means a place where the king stores grain for just in case something happens. So we thought we were like that. We had this passion of wanting to develop other people to become what we couldn't be or what we can never become. So we just said, guy, let's get these things together. Let's take the people that are around us and build this for our community and for the world to see. We had our story that we wanted to tell, and we knew the type of talent that we have within the community that we come from. So we just thought, let's put this thing together and let's show the world that even from an African ghetto, you can get talent that's so rich it can compete with any other talent from anywhere else. So we got together and we formed this. Then some of the artists that we were working with from the previous partnership, they bought into the idea and they came on board, and we've been building since then. It's been a tough journey, but we still persevere and we're still going up. I had this deep feeling in me that my destiny was sound related. I felt this continuous need. No matter how much I was rejected, I just felt this push, like this is where you're supposed to be, this is what you're supposed to do. But I think the only problem back then was I didn't know where exactly I was supposed to be in the whole structure of sound. So later on, as I grew up, I positioned myself in the right path. But still, because of that issue with choir, I kept pushing. Right now, I'm part of a community choir. It's called Jubilante Community Choir. I'm one of the founder members of that choir. I teach vocals there. I think I'm one of those really, really confused people when it comes to what I do. It stems from the creative energy that I have. I can do pretty much anything depending on where I am and who's around me. I tend to sip in a lot of energy from the people around me. I can do hip hop if I choose to. I can do rumba if I choose to. I can do jazz if I choose to. I once did urban grooves when it was hot then. It all depends with the people around me, the kind of energy that I get in. That's what I give out. But go with solid. It comes in seasons. As I was saying, it depends with the energy that's around me. Sometimes it's not about the people around me, it's about how I'm feeling and how I'm relating to the world. So for each project that I do, I do a specific thing. If it's jazz, I focus on the jazz and I just do the jazz like that. If it's R&B, I just focus on the R&B for that particular period, because the energy will lead me towards that. So shifting is not like every day, like today I wake up an R&B person, tomorrow I'm Sungura, and the other day it comes in seasons. So at one particular season I'm a rumba person, then in another season I'm a jazz person. There's a particular track I featured on from the Ports album by Up in Smoke. I did a few lines there. They were rumba lines, and at that particular moment, I felt rumba-ish. But there are a lot of tracks that I featured on Ras Iqbal's tracks. I did a lot of reggae things there because at that particular moment I felt reggae-ish. I have a philosophy that I move with. I don't see things as different in a way. Everything is the same, but it's how you look at it. Because it doesn't matter if you're doing photography or you're doing graphic design or you're doing music. The process is the same. You start from an elemental stage and you gravitate until you become an expert. So for me, it's the process is the same, but what I'm doing is the only thing that's different. And now the motion of my passion towards that thing still stays the same, but it's just that for me, sound and music has a greater impact, and it comes easier for me than any other art form. But the processes are the same for me, no matter how you look at it. If you're drawing a painting, if you're editing a video, if you're producing a record, if you're teaching people how to do notes on staff notation, it's the same thing. It's the process that's the same for me, but I just apply it in different ways.